tell my boy, whenever you need love, call me. I will give it to you 6 in the morning. I'll be your hobby.
Of course, we're back on your screens, and that's Jennifer Lomote. Listen, let me say shouts going out to shouts going out to Jennifer Lomote, a friend of mine who's up inside one of the universities. Let me not even mention the university before people Google look for her.
But you actually know someone called Jennifer Lomote?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Jennifer Lomote.
You know she's also a Lomote.
Yeah. Like, oh.
See? Jane knows. I don't know why he's making it look like an aha moment.
But I like the song though. You know, the song is a jam. Carol Songs and Sarkodie, Jennifer Lomote. I think I love the song. Massive, beautiful collaboration. If you ask me, you know, it's one of those songs that, if I don't know, it should have just been one of those global music. But that's another conversation for another day. We are still in the quest to struggle to find why and how our songs are not. A lot of our songs are not gaining that global impact, but. It's something that we probably would have to really have a masterclass session or sit down, make an intentional effort to try and take a pen and paper and write out the reasons why and see how we can find solutions around it. Now, off the back of that conversation is what we're going to have something this morning, also of great concern. Now, I'll be giving you a breakdown of some breakthrough artists of the year in the past, let's say 5 years. 5 years. And if you were to map this out on your graph sheet, you'd realize that there's been a decline of breakthrough artists in Ghana. You see, we speak with facts. We don't just talk. We speak with facts. So you'd realize that there was a point it peaked and it de-peaked. If I can say that. And that's what brings us to our conversation this morning. It's breaking out, becoming a concern in GH music or in Ghana music. It's breaking out, becoming a concern in Ghana music. Now, there are so many artists in this country. So many. In fact, when you talk about the talented ones, not the non-talented ones, we have those who have voices and can piece together words and think they are artists. No, not those ones. We are talking about talent. Crazy talent. Beautiful talent. Look, I had never come across an artist called Titi Owusu, right?
Yeah, Titi Owusu.
Until I met her here. Amazing voice. I followed her. Over the weekend, I think she had a show or something. I was going either this weekend or something, but I saw her. Amazing voice. Why is Titi Owusu not there? Why isn't she in our breakthrough artist this year? Why isn't she global? Somebody will say it's the structures, yes. Somebody will say it's the support, yes. Somebody will say it's the streams, yes. Talking about that, Olele, share before we continue. Share the experience you had over the weekend with regards to when we were talking streams. So we had a conversation on our Twitter space over the weekend, it was a great conversation that you had. However, something came up.
Something very
I want to share
interesting.
that real quickly.
For those of you who are paying attention to our music landscape, you know Shatta Wale has released a new album. It's known as esteemed Mali, right? And for some reason, he has released the album exclusively only to Apple Music. Now, as part of the conversation surrounding the album, one of the leading fan members tweeted a link. And so I was interested to see, the conversations around it because I hadn't listened to the album yet. And then I noticed that one of Shatta's fans, and I quote, tweeted saying, "Charlie, you guys should link us with logins so we can all stream." And I said, this is the problem.
So, a problem with accessibility or accessing streaming platforms, it raises a concern on internet. Average lifestyle, right?
Yes, they can't afford to pay.
It's
economic,
the economic
factors around the people, the fans.
Will these factors also be part of the reasons why, when I share this list to you, you realize that there's been a decline in the opportunity that music can present to individuals who find themselves in to break through globally and become global, become a representation of Ghana on the global scene. Let's start from 2018. Breakthrough Act of the Year. We had artists like Kiddy, Patapa, King Promise, Kwame Eugene, Kel Songs, whose song we just played, Macasio. That was 2018. Now let's go into 2019. It went up. Daku Vibes, Kelvin Boy. We played the song on our song of the day this morning. Tilly. Dope Nation, who have just released a brand new single titled Clap. Eddie K, where is he? Eddie K. Till today, we are still dancing Eddie K's dance. That's his.
Do the dance.
Do the dance. Yeah, we are still doing it, right? We left the artist and took his dance.
That's a good one.
Wendy Shea. Well, she's still there.
Yeah, she's still holding on. She's still
Hot
holding
cake.
on. Yeah.
If you understand the hot I'm using. Kwesi Arthur. Kwesi Arthur.
Yeah.
Our legend Kwesi Arthur. I wonder why he cut his hair.
New identity, new brand.
Maybe he had a Peter moment.
I know.
Or maybe he finally took his father's advice.
It's out there. It's public knowledge now that he and Ground Up have split up.
Yeah.
And I think some of the issues have been made public, right?
Yeah.
So I can say this because I want to confirm what I'm saying before I say what
He
I'm
actually
saying.
addressed it in his latest single,
Pain.
Pain. So you can go listen to it. And then.
I know even women, some women, when they go through certain levels of depression, they cut their hair.
I see where you're
Yes.
going. Right.
I don't know whether the new imaging of Kwesi Arthur has anything to do with a certain state he went through and wants not to watch himself as the old Kwesi Arthur and
Maybe
wants
it's
to
a
see a new.
rebrand. Maybe it's a rebrand.
It could be a
because-
rebrand too.
A
because
rebranding has always got deep meanings.
No, because the Kwesi Arthur ground up thing, it didn't happen just like in December or in November.
It's been a
Yes,
while.
it's been a while. That's
Well,
why I don't want us to pin it, exactly.
He was in the Breakthrough Act of the Year in 2019. La Même Gang. Oh, La Même Gang. Have they split up?
No.
They are
They've
back
just-
together.
they're back
actually.
together.
They're
Yeah.
back.
Well, you can imagine. Do you recall La Même Gang, right? Powerful group. We love their vibes. Kwamina MP. So this was a category, the list of artists breaking through in 2019. Let's go to 2020. It still looks beautiful. Just 3 years ago. Just 3 years ago. This is like the CD I'm talking about. Too. You can actually what's the word? Relate the decline of breakthrough
Artists to the city.
to the city. Oh Lord. JJJ. Breakthrough Act of the Year 2020. Now, let me even roll back to the 2018 and 2019. Another conversation. How many female breakthrough acts were in there? Sad. None. One. Wendy Shea. One. Basically, we only, out of 30 million Ghanaians, or 31 plus, out of which maybe about 300,000 will be artists, we only gave one female the opportunity to show her head, Wendy Shea, in 2 years. Just her head. Even in that one, it was a controversy that brought her into the limelight. We championed and fueled the controversy to give her limelight. Gender inequality, if you ask me. Breakthrough Act of the Year, up until 2020, before we saw the likes of Sefa. If you like, we can go to 2017. Oh, it's even worse. 2020, Sefa, Fameye, Derobi, J. Derobi, Lord Paper.
Wow.
Shouts to him.
Lord Paper was 2020?
Yes.
Wow.
And you know, one thing about Lord Paper is if he shows you his
Catalog?
his catalog of music that this boy has. I keep saying that, Lord.
Derby or paper.
Paper.
No, Lord Paper.
I think it's one
I think
of
it's just
our
the past catching up with
talented.
him, honestly. Like,
Really?
you know how he was properly introduced to us. You know
Yeah.
that whole music video
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
very erotic and it didn't go down.
But
well
did
with
well,
people. No, I'm not. No, I'm saying is how he was introduced to us. You know how sometimes Ghanaians write you
Cancel
off
you.
and it takes a long time.
Tiwa Savage
No.
has released.
Tiwa Savage is not Ghanaian.
You know what
Tiwa
Lenny
Savage
said
is not
very-
I'm just
Ghanaian.
saying that you choose what you want to amplify. Kim Kardashian has even
They are
released.
not Ghanaian.
Yes,
you
we are
know, you
Ghanaians.
can't.
You know,
yeah,
Jay,
and it's
you know-
different.
We also intimate, you know.
You know what's
Yeah,
very
it's
interesting?
different.
Yes, tell
Lenny
me.
actually has drawn my attention to something because
Tell me.
I thought Ghanaians did not really do this counseling thing. Like, we don't
We
really
do
have a
it
counseling
quietly.
culture.
It's never announced.
Yeah, but having to
we
think of
do.
it, I want to side with her in that regard. That
We
truly,
do.
if it is because of the video he released, that controversial music video he released in the past, that may contribute to the fact that he got. Because after that, he bounced back with a fantastic record.
Yeah, and it
people
still
loved
didn't.
it. So I'm struggling
Please.
to believe that indeed that counseling culture is with us. I don't think we have
Top
it in
of
us.
mind recall, bro. The first thing you associate with Lord Paper, no matter what you say now,
Is
if you
dating
say
back to that.
if Lord Paper gets 15 Grammys now, nominations now, there will be articles online which will refer to Lord Paper, who broke out with a
Yeah.
controversial video of
Yeah.
La La La. Yeah, even
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian with all her success going to law,
for
marrying
boys and
the
girls.
richest guy, blah blah blah. She's her sex
So
tape.
that was our subconscious. That's
It's
it.
not
Yeah.
subconscious.
It's
That's
good
what
for boys
See,
and girls.
we don't know you, and your introduction to us
Is that?
is that. That is what we will know you. If it's like
It's good for boys and girls.
brother, it's good for boys and girls, not good for
For the
business.
brand, yeah.
Unless that is your business.
Girls are the brand.
Pornography is only good
It's very
in the
interesting
pornography
because
business.
I remember Lord Paper quoted on a tweet. It was actually a video that was a bit, it had some kind number of nudity in the video. And then Lord Paper actually quoted on the video saying that, this is too obscene. And Ghanaians were like,
You see, that means they've not forgotten.
Bro, there's another
They've not
guy.
forgotten.
What's the other guy? There was another video with some girl doing the very Lord Paper-ish video, music video.
Then I didn't see that one.
there's another
Would
one.
have
A
remembered.
girl.
Yeah, a guy and a girl doing the same thing that Lord Paper
Then it didn't
and the
hit
girl
like Lord
had.
Paper's
There was
one.
another video.
Twitter, please help us.
Twitter production. What was that other video? There was a guy and a girl who were doing the same thing.
I'll
Okay.
see if I can remember.
So we are 2020. So we had Sefa, Fameye, J. Derobi, Lord Paper, Tulenke.
Tule went on a rant on social media, which I totally endorse.
Yes, with regards to his
What was he
Being
talking about?
snubbed and
Being snubbed, yeah.
not being considered for what's it unsung or
No, Tulenk has passed on
Yes,
song. I
what?
think best rapper also. Let
yeah.
me,
I mean the rapper
best
conversation
yeah.
was not mentioned at all, and I
But how
agree
is
with
he
it.
also putting himself out there?
Wait, did he have any new music that's
In the year of review.
Ricky, what was the name of the record?
yeah, he
You are
released a song,
struggling.
right?
You're
I have
struggling.
to remember.
Yes. I mean, to have to think this hard about that one project that he's come up with in the year of review, then I don't think it did what it was
we have
supposed
two
to do.
beautiful touch
And that's
screens in
really
front of us.
problematic.
Please let's look for it.
That's really problematic
fine,
if
it's fine
that
not
I
has
have
to
been
happen.
dropping the hardest rap joints
Your
ever
joints,
since I touched down. Last year was Point of
Point of
View.
View.
The year before was Undertaker. Before that, Child Abuse.
Forever
Forever 96, and not even a single nomination for Best Rap Performance. I guess some things
remember-
are never appreciated.
I remember that one.
But that no, you know, but that will also
Yes.
take us to
endorsing
the
rape
conversation of: are you doing the music because you love what you are doing, because you want to do what you are doing, and can overlook it if you are not considered
But
for
why-
a
so
nomination,
child
or you are
abuse-
You
doing
see,
it
sometimes,
because
let me
you
clarify
want to be
something for you.
nominated.
You didn't.
Sometimes the
understand?
nomination is not because the artist wants it, but it's because the artist recognizes that the nomination is a validation to his audience.
Which shouldn't
Nobody
be.
wants to be following Olele if Olele is not seen in the grand scheme of things to be a valuable brand. And what will make the consumer think Olele is a valuable brand is some of these recognition. So it's not necessarily that Tulenke is sitting saying, I want the award nomination for me and my ego to show that I'm a good rapper. It's because
Is
he's
that what he
trying to
said?
build a brand, and he
brand,
recognizes that this is a trampoline that will help my fans see me as no longer Tulenke on Twitter, but Tulenke when they are speaking about all the rappers and artists, because this endorsement validates the hustle I've been doing.
No, but
So
with
let's
what you
not
said-
just look at it from the fact that
Okay.
the artist won nomination.
No, with what you said, is that coming directly from him? Is that coming
No,
from
I'm
him that is why
generalizing.
he's
I'm
saying?
I'm
Yeah,
generalizing
I
that
think
some,
you're
most
generalizing.
times
No, but there's that-
people think that artist won nomination because, yeah,
It's a part of the brand building.
No, it's
Yes,
a part of it. Yes, it is. But if you are doing it and you are not getting nominations, what happens? Just keep at it. Don't complain. Just
No.
keep doing it.
Let me
keep
ask you a
going.
question. Why do radio-
You get what I'm saying?
why do
because
radio-
honestly, like you can be
Why do
still
radio
doing
and TV
these
channels-
things. Cyril,
why do
hold
radio
on.
and TV
you can
channels
still
need
be doing.
awards?
No, you can still be doing these things for as long as you are doing it. If nominations are not coming, are you going to stop because nominations are not coming. You love to do music. You started doing music for a
Alright.
reason. So just keep at it and keep doing it. Years to
we are
come,
going to
you'd have
find
that.
out, based on these points you are making, why we are not getting a lot of people getting nominations. Of course, breaking through, because it's a great point you just said. Also, we're going to actually weigh the two, whether it's the so-called system and structured or so-called the work of the artist, as compared to other countries who also don't have any structures working in there, but. Even China songs are not making it to Africa yet with all their numbers. So I don't believe in that conversation about numbers, because Chinese are everywhere in Africa. In front of my house in Little London, there are Chinese people there. Next to my house is a Chinese man who's listening to this song. Let me play this song into the speakers, into the microphone, and I know a lot of you it will bring back memories.
I hope it's listening to a Shatawale song.
Oh, no, it's a Chinese song that has gone. Is it a Japanese or Chinese song that has gone viral? This one, I don't know if you. Oh. Have you heard this song? You haven't heard this song? Okay. We'll come to it later.
Jay, this one
What have you been listening to?
That's right.
Oh, don't worry, I'll find it for you. It's on TikTok. I got it on TikTok.
Oh, you take your mess.
No, it's TikToky.
It's TikTok. Yeah.
Let's continue. So we are at 2020 now, where we just had two. In fact, we had two female artists. So let me run through the list again: Sefa Fameye, J. Derobi, Lord Paper, Tulenke, MOG Music, Kofi Mole, and Ovi. Ovi sent me her new song. Ovi sent me a new song, man.
But wasn't
Crazy.
was Ovi 2020?
Yeah, it was 2020.
Please, this is a factual list.
2020.
No, I'm just
But
trying to remember.
for the purposes of, in case we are wrong, is Ricky who said it? Our producer shared the list. So please,
But this is actually backed by data and research.
Disclaimer, I beg you.
It's backed by data and research.
But you let me just put myself aside,
It's
just
coming
in
from
case
the
that's
You know
your
what
that I was
problem?
born.
So of course their works are coming from 2019, previous years.
So
but
they
the
were
year in
recognized
review, they are
the year under
recognized
review.
in that year. Okay, so please let's just clarify that. Then in 2021, it peaked. In fact, we had Mr. Drew, Kofi Jama, Kweku Flake. Name the next person. I'm sure
Yao
you all
Tog.
know. Yao Tog, Toggy, Dead People, my
Right.
boys, Jackie, Camido, La Russo, Kobe Sam, Mr. Pink Hairman, Bosom P. Young,
And Asaka too.
and Asaka.
Asaka group, yeah.
And Asaka.
Yeah, Asaka group.
See the number of people that I don't know what happened in that year. Please, can we, before I continue, let's look at that year and what happened, because
COVID
this was
bounce.
COVID, people.
It's a COVID bounce.
Post-COVID.
Post-COVID, yeah.
Post-COVID era. COVID
bounce.
is still there, though, but
And
we
a lot of
understand what we're
people,
saying.
a lot of people obviously were forced to listen to new music.
No,
because, you know,
COVID era was 2020. Hard COVID era was
It was
2020.
2020.
Yeah, but the restrictions has just been eased into
2021.
No, but the lockdowns were in 2020. That
Yes.
was
Yes.
when we had a peak.
It was
of
in March
streaming.
2020.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm saying
but
that
2021 was very relaxed. I mean, at that point in time, it's just like the same thing. So this is supposed to have happened in 2019, 2020.
Yes.
If we should have had a peak in the number of breakthrough, because now everybody was home and bored.
Yes.
So our attention was on social media.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this happened in 2021.
Yeah, so the artist you're talking about, if it's the year under review, this is an outpour from 2020
Oh.
into 2021. And you're
My
saying
heart is
that
still paining me.
during
My heart is here, sorry.
during COVID, people were allowed to identify new music. Most of the artists you mentioned here, most of their records were identified on the internet.
2020.
Do you get it? So it gave that opportunity for you to tap into new music. Yeah, but sorry, I'll talk blew up on Twitter. It was one of the songs I remember very well when an American Twitter account actually did like a breakdown sort of, you know, on Yao Talk Sorry because of Okenet's verse, and then it became that's why we started saying that okay, now music is not being broken out through the traditional media anymore. We are seeing that now music is being channeled or churned throughout the
So
the-
we'll
the
be
social
asking
media.
ourselves that question. Is music really being broken out through digital media, or traditional media really plays a role in there, or did the comeback of traditional media to take over its space when COVID was relaxed hinder the opportunities that for artists to break through? Think about it. Then now let's come to 2022, where the decline started. Where the CD was doing this.
You come.
Where the music artists were doing this.
Today
Where
you-
Ghanaians were asking themselves, "Mintie nyom ana se minko pesika." So guess who came in? Abochi.
Yeah.
Then Black Sheriff.
Best friend. Abuchi, best friend.
Kwame Yogurt. He has a new song. He released a new song. Hammer had put it on his timeline. Classic. Unfortunately, it didn't break through that much. Kweku Darlington. Mona For Real.
Say what?
Who's now facing
A lot in life.
a lot in
Allegedly.
life.
Yes, let's leave it today.
Thank you very much.
Facing a lot.
Malcolm Nuna.
Malcolm Nuna.
Nanki. Scott Evans.
Yep.
2022. Then in 2023,
Single digit.
The year just started. Let's relax.
Last year
Into
under
this
review
year.
Into 2023.
We not finish the review.
I don't know. I'm having some pain in my.
What is
Jay is
paining you?
feeling pains.
Your Ghanaianness is paining you. Your Ghanaian, your Ghanaianness is paining
Balance
you.
and Friday
Only
night.
2 people.
I have theories.
Only 2 people. DJ and Last Mid.
Phone don't stop ringing,
Ring, ring,
all
ring.
my friends are
Bang, ging, ging, ging.
money calling my
That's
phone.
all.
Ging.
There's something going on.
Ever making everything.
Now, I've been saying this for a while. And even sadly, where are the women?
Where are the women?
There's the fundamentals are what is it?
Are weak. When the fundamentals
I
are
beg
weak,
you, I don't know.
the exchange
The
rate
ex-
expose you.
When the fundamentals are weak,
The exchange rate
the lyrics,
will
To
expose you.
expose you. And the talent.
it will, that general will expose you. When the
high life is weak,
fundamentals- when your high life is weak,
The Afrobeat will
the
expose
general will
you.
expose you.
Jay, are you now talking against high life?
No, listen carefully. When
So
your
when your
high life is weak,
the Afrobeat will
the
expose you.
Afrobeat will expose you because Afrobeat is not and you would
And you're there, and you are carrying
and
it.
you'll be there.
Okay.
And I was swap.
Eja boy, Eja Kevin say,
Say that boy.
who call hot, call yeah, then
Oh, Charlie.
to high life now you're free. You see, people are saying that it's not on Apple Music. We don't have the general high life. We will create it. We shall create it. Once upon a time, there was no Afrobeat. So, once upon a time, but we forced them to create it. And in fact, why do we seek validation from? Anyway, somebody will say, "We have the structures." So create yours. Oh, we're all watching Breakfast Club, Abby. Aren't you watching 3 Music Club?
3 Club.
Didn't you buy our own mic? Baba, thank you. Didn't you buy our own computers?
Jay, what are you
We
on
don't buy-
this morning?
You say you should date your
We don't
system.
buy our own. We have a streaming platform in Ghana, a very good one. What's the title? What's the name? The one Antoine Dems.
After.
What?
Aftown.
After.
Aftown.
After we spoil them.
Me,
good
I have my
music,
stuff
we
on
spoil
Aftown.
them.
My things are your things on Aftown. Every time you come, these artists talk heavily about, oh, it's on Apple, Spotify, it's global. Yes, we could have made ours. We could have. It's a big problem. So now that we have realized that only 2 artists have managed to be breakthrough artists in the past year, Last Made and DJ. Who else came out with a strong bang? Nobody.
I can't.
That artist called Nobody is a big artist. Nobody.
Nobody's everywhere.
Nobody is everywhere. Yes, serial. So you realize that there is a problem somewhere. There's something missing in the equation. Because it's like telling me that you don't have new players for the Black Stars. It's impossible. Because we have so many brilliant, talented Ghanaian players. If we are not feeding enough into, I'm not saying they're not players in the Black Stars. I'm saying if we're not feeding enough players through a certain system to reach Black Stardom, then we have to go back to find out where the break in transmission is. So, maybe it's data. That's why we're not getting to maybe watch a certain video free flow. Hey, you have to be careful, free flow. So, let's go back to 2018 and understand what gave rise to the likes of Kiddy, Kwame Eugene, King Promise, Kel Songs, Macasio. These top 6 artists, Patapa. Why and how did Patapa break through? When he brought the dance, that the world, we caught on with the world.
I think Patapazon was
Even in that, people
it thrived on virality.
Yes.
You know, it was a craze.
Today, aren't we dancing? 5 years later, aren't people creating dances with their songs? When Peasy saw it 5 years ago,
Was it?
People said-
I was going to say something.
people
but it's
thought
fine.
that it was Ediebeng. Now, I'm going to mention the past 5 years, Nigerian artists as well who also broke through. The likes of Malik Berry,
Oh, Charlie.
Johnny Drill. That's one I don't know. Is it him or her? Dice Ailes.
Dice Ales.
The Okada song.
Otedola with the money.
Okada with the money. Yeah.
Say
That song
Okada.
too was. But what is it?
It's
Maybe
Okada.
Otedola.
Ricky, why do you say Okada?
Otedola.
Charlie, you know music, there, you know.
You can put your words inside.
The beat is what is
Malakun.
here.
Whose verse on the Camino remix? If you ask me, point blunt, it gave the song some massive rise. If you hate me, it's up to you. Ricardo Banks, Adekunle Gold, Niniola,
Oh yes.
Niniola.
That is a
Niniola.
tennis sister.
I don't know, a girl, right?
Yeah.
I'm not too
Niniola.
familiar with her.
That's tennis sister. Jay said it's a girl, right?
Jay's being biased because of her highlight.
Ejumanesi. Rayma, Joe Boy, Fireboy DML, Victor AD, Zlatan. Hey, even the names I'm mentioning, I'm afraid because if they were a football squad and we're going to play our squad, it could be serious match.
My God.
Omale, Bella Schmurder, Oxlade, and Thames. Hey, Charlie.
Did you mention
In the
Rema
last 5
already?
years.
Yeah, Rema
Did you
is
Ira
mention
Star?
Star already?
I'm
Yes,
oh,
Ira
yeah,
Star.
Oh, you were done.
Relax, so there's
No,
more.
hold
No,
on.
those of us who
I
are
thought you were
Nigerian,
done.
we're just a bit
5 years
concerned.
altogether, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, sure.
Ira Star, Benson, Loje, Ruga, Asiwaju is in
Why are you
there.
so excited?
Oh,
Jay
I
loves
that song.
Asiwaju. It's one of Jay's favorite songs.
Yeah, it's not Jay's favorite. Jay is streaming the song, adding more streams and numbers. You want to blame me?
If you go check the
When
back end,
when
don't
December
shoot
you
me
were
a
organizing shows, who was your headline artist? Don't come and blame me.
How's Jay on this
when
morning?
I like it, when I like it
I
now.
like today if I let the show
What
give
I'm
you.
saying is that when you were busy organizing the show, in the interest of finding numbers to come for your events, who did we put there? The people who have numbers, right? It wasn't my fault.
Jay has bought a
I
one-way
bought a
ticket.
ticket
today.
to
Charlie.
watch
I
the
swear.
He's not
show.
coming back.
Editorial.
You are going there.
Today there he's gone.
When I see I start in hips small, he gets on small waist
With his skirt.
with his short skirt, they do some ketchup.
They
for them.
gyrate.
They come this week.
Sabi madam.
How go do am?
Oh, goodness.
I would have loved to see Miss V. You know,
No,
You
but
see,
Miss V is not in the past
this is
5
how the
years.
system works. We need to find a certain solution to this problem.
Yeah, actually.
I left out Zinoliski. Meaning I don't really know Zinoliski though, but anyway.
Oh.
But we need to find a set. You see, when there was
Have
only
you exhausted
GTV,
the list,
Yes, when there was only GTV. In fact, I applaud GTV so much because they set standards in broadcasting. Forget content. I'm talking about standards in broadcasting. I remember those times. I'm not talking recently. I'm talking some 25, 30 years ago. With voiceovers, quality of voiceovers, news readers, how they read, how they dressed, how they made their makeups. Then you can talk about those areas. Right now, if you watch TV, some presenters, even me, my makeup run out, it's my hair, basa. GTV will never accept this.
We have Spyro, Spyro and Young John.
Spyro, yes.
Feels.
Who's your
Standards
guy?
have
Fuse.
changed.
Did you mention Fuse?
Yeah,
No.
feels.
Did you mention Fields in your list?
Oh, how could I forget?
No, he didn't mention
Fields.
Fields.
Yes. So you see, they have even been able to sustain and they've grown their brands. But if I go through our list, some or most are struggling. They're struggling. The question is why? Let's go back to 2018, since we said we want to look at that and understand the economic factors that gave rise to the birth of Kidi Patapa, Kwame Eugene King, Promise, Kelsong, Makasi. 2018. Why? St. Peter's, am I right? Take over, my brother.
So, yeah, I'm in the zone. I just paid my rent. I'm inside the zone.
St. Peter's, you have 5 more minutes.
I'll take 3. You can keep the 2. I think in 2018 we had an equilibrium.
Sorry. I'm sorry. We left this out.
No problem.
Duke Barton says that he will write Philippians 4, chapter 13 on his chest. Now, I don't know whether he's going to write the whole Philippians 4.
No, maybe just the verse.
Philippians 4:13. Because if that's part there, my brother Duke Barton.
But what's in Philippians 4:13?
Yes. So we chat about the verses point. Because if he wants to write the whole thing on his chest, yeah. Ajay, I got broke.
Oh, but people actually do that.
Ajay, kids, right? When kids were like primary school, early primary school.
Bro, that's like 600 words.
I'm telling you. They asked some, two my friends were fighting, and then they take him to ask, what's happening? You talk, and teacher, Ajay, I like a broke. So, please, have you found it?
Yes.
Read it for us.
I can do all things through him who gives me strength.
Hey!
So continue, please.
I have faith. I need Panadol.
How the two of you said
Becoming a Ghana music. 2018, please.
Look, I think there was an equilibrium between traditional media promotion of music and then the onset of serious music business digitally. It was a sweet spot.
This is for 2018, right?
Yeah, it was a sweet spot where people still needed, if you had 10,000 CDs to spend on promo, you would need to spend a good 6K, 7K on traditional, and then 3K for some bloggers and blah, blah, blah. Because the conversation moved away year in, year out. From 2018, when did we go on lockdown? 2020?
2020.
Yes.
Lockdown
was in March
February.
2020. No, it was in March.
March
2020. Yeah.
March, yeah, I remember my Google reminded me.
First case was
So look at it from 2018 till 2020 when internet became our sole reliance, where all we relied on was the internet for everything. Now, this, the same way it sparked changes in how businesses were run, delivery services got improved, video conferencing did not belong to Skype anymore, it belonged to Zoom. It didn't belong to Google Meet, it belonged to Zoom. Those were the radical changes that really made an impact in the world of music. And I just think that the Nigerians, for some reason, are capitalizing on that digital space much more than we are. When we went into lockdown, we didn't have an active play on how to maximize the digital space, especially moving forward from the Kidi had a genius move with his Say Cheese, right? And that just goes, an enjoyment even, and that goes to show the point I'm saying. 2018, you still needed a lot of on-ground promo, radio tours, your posters, billboards, a lot of in-world stuff, right? So that's like as far as 2017 to 2018. Internet, TikTok was not doing what it's doing today, right? Those days, Snapchat, nobody said go even post your song on Snapchat, let alone Instagram Reels was not a thing. You understand? There's a lot that's happened in the last 3 years of the digital space that has been heavily music-led. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like the artists that we are creating or we keep birthing into the industry are not well equipped to take advantage of the digital world. That's why it will ripple up to instances where the chart will come in 8 African countries and Ghanaians are not even relevant.
You have said it.
Thank you.
Because how else are other markets penetrating our market? Digitally.
Digital.
Not through our borders by physical walkthroughs.
No, they are not even here most of the time.
Yes.
But I find
so
that
it's a digital
everybody can sing Asiwaju. I don't know when Ruga last came to Ghana.
I find that hard to believe, because if they are penetrating to the market digitally, where are the artists? The artists are also on the same digital platform. So why are they not using the same? Why are they not using the same tool? Why are they not using the same?
So let me give you
digital penetration.
Internet penetration. Internet penetration, right? How the internet has penetrated our lives is 15 million Ghanaians who go online. Out of those 15 million Ghanaians, not everybody is on every platform. Going online spans from checking your email to checking your Snapchat. And that's half our population. And we know that 15 million is heavily packed into Accra, Kumasi, a few places. And looking at such a very populated space with a limitless option.
In fact, WhatsApp, the 50 million, 40 million
WhatsApp, exactly. You understand? And that 15 million even moved up from about 11 million prior. The 15 million, the 11 million to 15 million, the 4 million additions was when the churches discovered social media, when the businesses discovered selling on social media and all that. So now you have people who have businesses in real life in Accra Central, but they have a WhatsApp page. You have churches that have branches in every hood, but they have WhatsApp community pages, live streaming, blah, blah, blah. So even this 15 million, like you're saying, we can forget 5 million of them. They are not our music target. Now, those 10 million people, which majority is in Accra and Kumasi, then before your whole and Koforidua and Cape Coast come and do the accoutrements on the salad, those core are dealing with Nigerian music, South African music, American music, European music, finding out sports information, watching goal.com, doing their betting apps, doing there's a million things that 10 million is focusing their data on. And to be fair, even if it's 5 key things that I've mentioned, that means music is just getting a fifth
13%
of that active digital space. Do you get what I'm saying? So we have a big country, very few, half of us are online. And within the half that is online, about 2/3 are doing other things online. And those 2/3 are the masses that pick up the music passively. So I went to watch a video about a plate. This woman sells plate. I'm on her page. And Asiwaju is playing at the background. Hey, new way do. Click. I've interacted with the song.
I was watching Akabeneza, and then when I flipped to the next video, it was a song. But I was watching Akabeneza.
But so the question is, how did the woman identify or discover Asiwaju?
Now, how she would identify it is due to the fact that as much as we are limited physically to X amount of people in Ghana, when I go onto the internet, I join everybody else on the planet who is on the internet.
So that means Asiwaju was better
placed online.
On
yes, and if Asiwaju was placed in such a way that it is targeting the Ghanaian audience, it's a very small audience for a very big machine. Because I can tell you that everybody, all of us on the internet in Ghana are probably like Lagos. All of us on the internet in Ghana, maybe we know they reach Lagos. I've forgotten Lagos population.
So imagine this, based on what you're saying, Shio. Imagine this, that if we go back to the traditional way of promoting music and amplify the other regions who are not getting access to your music, who could create a national conversation for you, because it's not just an Accra thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
An artist releases a song on YouTube and expect that the song should get a hit. It should be a hit. Forgetting that there's a certain place called Bonfo Junction or something Junction in Konongo, where maybe internet penetration in that particular area is, and there's also a radio station that people are listening.
Yeah.
We forget all the other areas and think that once I've put
Ghana
my video on YouTube and I've gotten 50,000 views,
to add to what you're saying,
it's supposed to be a hit.
Digital Reporter says there were 8.8 million, let's say 9 million social media users in Ghana as of January last year.
9 million.
If you're a Ghanaian artist,
9 million active.
Yeah. So if you're an artist,
Jesus.
and this 9 million people, we have to fight for the whole, what's it called, Mavens. We are listening to the whole Mavens. We are listening to Ruga, Vector, we are listening to everybody. Now everybody, Drake, J. Cole, Sam Smith. We are listening to everybody, and we have to add Sarkodie and Stonebwoy and Shatawale within the same mix. You see, the fact that you are in Ghana uploading your music doesn't mean you are uploading to Ghanaians.
To Ghanaians,
you're uploading to the internet. So your music is going to compete on the internet. And if the region you are targeting is already saturated with a certain kind of content, then you are going to have a hard time penetrating it.
And this
and
is
that's
why-
where I think we lost the ball.
Yes,
Because
this-
lockdown, Nigeria went mad with it.
Yeah.
They started getting into the trends. Everybody was using them for social media, all that. And we were enjoying it. It was after lockdown that we realized that, hey, we can also do some of these things.
So I
Yeah,
think
and
we
it's
should- yeah.
because of what Cyril said. That's why maybe our Ghanaian artists are not reaching where we want them to
Because
reach.
there's no strategy
right?
behind the release
and,
on digital
and
media.
aside that, we see most of the time that these Ghanaian artists release the songs and expect that the fans and the media
amplify.
do the job for them. It doesn't work that way. As an artist, what are you also doing to push your music? A Nigerian can afford to do that because of their numbers. Even them who can afford to do it, they don't do it.
And Chinese
We
too.
see them actually push the songs, right? Even after they have done it. We even hear of the songs before its official release and all of that, right? Now, for our Ghanaian artists, some of them just put out the song and expect that the song grows wings to move.
So let me ask.
Even if you have a good song, Jay,
then we should-
you have to push it.
Then we should
You have to push
actually
it.
probably have a masterclass on how to use digital media to promote your music. We need to do that.
Well-
Because I think that based on what you are saying, I'm putting myself in the shoes of the artist and thinking that, well, I put it on my YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and all the other platforms. And
But you don't expect it to go. You see, that's the thing. If we had about
how
9
do I
million...
promote my music on digital media?
So, if we had about 9 million active internet users, 9 million is not even maybe half of Lagos's population, right? So, imagine it's only Lagos that your favorite Nigerian artist is even targeting. The person is still going to get numbers more than you. All of these 9 million active users that we had in Ghana are not your fans. They don't probably even listen to your genre of music. They don't even listen to you. They probably don't even know you. Do you understand? Not all 9 million of them know you. And so if you are competing against a saturated market like Nigeria, and you want to just put out your song and go to bed and expect that the song is good enough to fly, it wouldn't work, right? There are some mechanisms that work. You have to do, your media tour. You have to actively push it on socials. Even the musicians themselves, to an extent, just put up the songs and then they don't actually push it even on their own socials. They just put it there and leave it there and expect that your followers go and like it. If you have 1 million followers, best believe it's just 10 or 20% of those followers that are still
in addition to that,
active.
you're saying, like, sometimes, I mean, sorry to go hard on the artists on this, we love you, right? But you go to an artist's social media page and sometimes I ask myself why they're not even promoting their old songs. They don't even put links of their old songs
We
back
put a
on there.
lifespan on the
Yeah.
song.
And you go to an artist's Instagram page. I know IG is for pictures and videos, but then you see more of my dress. It's fine. You can put whatever you want there, but I think it should be a conscious, consistent effort of you trying to remind me of your songs. Put back old songs. Okay, so Cyril raised a very valid point with regards to a certain time in 2017, 2018, where we're finding a nice bridge between the digital age and traditional media as
Traditional,
well. Let's go into 2019, which is similar as well. The likes of Darko Vibes, Kelvin Boy, Dope Nation, Eddie K, Wendy Shea, Kwesi Arthur, Lamem Gang, and Kwamina MP. I've seen a trend in all these artists. They were not rappers. They were not rappers. Or even if they rapped, they were on a certain groove, certain paced groove. Only Lamem Gang, in a way, might stand out. But we'll drill down to find out why or what gave them the rise. But Darko Vibes, Kelvin Boy, Dope Nation, who came with this song. What was the first song they released? And I'm trying to remember the song that they are Dope Nation. They're one of their early songs. Aish, yes.
So you get down for my ad age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eddie K was a dance music. Wendy Shea of the controversy. I mean, and when she dropped her song on the whole Ebony thing, Kwesi Arthur also brought a different drive. A whole hard rap to with his grind day and all that stood out. But most of them here were not rappers. They sang. I'm looking at this, and I don't know if that's in any way influenced or was a culture at that time that possibly gave a certain opportunity to most of them here. I can't tell, but what do you guys think? Was that possible?
Yeah, I think the genre they were delivering definitely plays a part. That there's a time to be a rapper and there's a time to not, depending on how the wave of the audience is going, what people are looking out for. Now everything goes with a dance, a challenge.
Even Chris, I thought was
this.
singing in his rap.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and he came out with Grind Day, which was hard hip hop, right? But he of course had to evolve and adapt. So that's fine. And I think the genre makes a big hit to whether you are successful or not, and the time you choose to come out with which genre. I have some stats on Spotify as well. Spotify has about 7 million overall users in Ghana, on and off. And then they did a breakdown that the fact that the users are here, right? So 7 million people are on Spotify, but check this out. The launch of Spotify has also helped export local Ghanaian music genres. Asaka, over 46% of Asaka music is streamed in the UK, US, and Germany. While Afropop from Ghana is experiencing massive growth in the US, where the genre has found 21% of its audience. Ghanaian Afropop has also enjoyed 160% growth in the United States since Spotify has become accessible in Ghana.
Again, from the top. Yeah.
Over 46% of Asaka music is streamed in the UK, US, and Germany.
Wow.
While Afropop from Ghana is experiencing massive growth in the US, where the genre has found 21% of its audience. Ghanaian Afropop has also enjoyed 160% growth in the United States since Spotify became accessible in Ghana. Meanwhile, Ghanaian Gospel has registered a 70% growth in the same time frame, with over half of the streams coming from outside of Ghana. And then, of course, let's not forget about Spotify's most recent move, their cash donation to Serve Ghana. Well, I think that's a PR insert there. But, I mean, we've got the numbers. So the Ghanaian music is being uploaded in Ghana and being consumed
Outside.
in Amanoni. So how will we ever get
In the Amanoni,
Yeah. How will we get to be on the top chart when the consumer that's actually making money for the artist is in Milwaukee somewhere or Edmonton in back somewhere?
Right.
Wow.
Because it's never going to show up as a Ghana chart.
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah.
True.
Again, back to our conversation. Can the average Ghanaian afford to stream consciously, back to back, and consume their favorite artist's music when it's available on radio, when it's available on TV, when they're selling pen drives in traffic, loaded with all these songs, where your friend is a DJ and will just copy the whole hard disk for you? These are things that are really
I
happening.
keep saying that. You see, the consumption of Ghanaian music, again, because we don't have the streaming culture, and we should stop looking at Ghana from Accra. I mean, that's, I don't
Yeah,
know
we
why.
don't. It goes beyond.
We don't have.
If you have an experience of living in, and look, we have more urban, rural areas in the country than now. Yes, expansion is happening. So at first, when you're traveling from Accra to Takoradi, you'd have more dead areas and no network.
Yeah.
But now it's literally a town from town to town to town to town to town till you hit Takoradi.
Jay, do you know? Do you know that some of our artists? I'm not going to mention their names, but some of our artists are actually they are comfortable with not seeing their songs on these charts that we are worried about. The last time Stevia was here, she shared a very interesting story about going to some remote areas, performing to these people in these remote areas, and they were jamming to her music. And to her, that's what's going to bring her money. Even our artists, some of our artists don't even believe in the streaming, aspect or digitalization of music. Because together as a country, we are not
So
there
a big question is: have we come out of? Okay, I don't know how to couch this. Do artists think that we have come out of traditional media promotion strategies to a digital media promotion strategy?
It's an arguable no.
Let's argue with it,
It's an
because I'm
arguable
thinking
no.
that I think the artists concentrate heavily more on digital than traditional.
No. Then even that, then if they are focusing more on digital, then they have to do it well.
Yeah.
If they are focusing more on digital, then I mean we are seeing it
that's what it is.
translate
Digital music,
in the numbers
listen,
on the charts. Then they have to do it well.
Digital music placement and distribution is different from digital amplification and marketing.
Yeah.
Our people are all signed on to distribution
Distros,
and placing. So it's easy, and we've learned how to put the song out there. How to manipulate the digital landscape to promote our music is
another
another
problem.
this thing.
Yeah.
Spotify's wrapped up for last year, and this is a statement from the head of Africa. This year, Ghanaians have shown that music is indeed a universal language. Spotify wrapped up results shows Ghanaians are as welcoming of international influences as local ones, and those from the wider African continent, which is a nice way of saying that we are not celebrating our own.
Read the line again, please. That's of interest to me.
It says Spotify wrapped results show Ghanaians are as welcoming of international influences as local ones, and those for the wider African continent. So the focus for our listening pattern for these 7 million Spotify users is not even us. And it goes here, Nigerian artists are enjoying a sweet spot in Ghana as Burna Boy takes the top spot as the most streamed artist in Ghana for 2022. Homegrown talent Black Sherif continues to have a standout presence in music, ending the year as the second most streamed artist locally. So after Burna Boy that we streamed on Spotify the whole 2022, the only person who could stand up for us was Blacko. And that was even I like to call it the newbie factor.
Effect, yeah.
It's a new, I never heard before, superstar guy shows up on the scene. We all go, woo! Is he going to be able to hold number two again?
Let me ask this to the BTL.
And it's not just the singles.
Would it have made a difference in numbers, ticket purchases, and all if big music brands that organize events end of year in this country used Ghanaian artists as their?
But they did.
They wouldn't.
But they did. Afrofuture used Stonebwoy as local.
No, I mean headline. You see, the headline conversation there is, and we shouldn't have it because we will argue. The headline. Nowadays, look, you can put anybody as headline, but I think the brand.
Are you saying
guess which? Okay, you were talking about women, female artists.
Yeah, I'm coming. I want to
guess
ask
who was
something.
first?
I'm coming. I want to ask Jason. Are you saying that if a Ghanaian was headlining these events without Nigerian,
superstars
or whatever, they won't be able to?
Example, yeah. So let me ask the question and see. Let's assume that Afro Nation was happening this year. I know Afro Nation blends various artists, so that's their brand. I'm just assuming that if Afro Nation per the new policies of Ghana on how to engage music artists, maybe you have to amplify our
so
artists.
More Ghanaians.
Yes, it has to be a certain percentage, and the application has to be done in such a way that it's that's our music policy in Ghana. I mean, it's Ghana is take it or leave it. You understand? Now that we have the biting power, I'm just saying that would that have changed the numbers that attend this powerful brands event? I'm just asking.
It could if they use the right approach, because these artists also have their individual or their own headline concerts. You get it. So if I go and see a Stonebwoy concert and I enjoy his whole catalog, I don't see why I should go to Afro Nation.
I think those brands have built certain level of influence that it doesn't matter who's on. That's how I see it.
No, they have. But even with last year's concert, you could tell that people, and I think Afro Nation and Afrochella helped us understand the consumer behavior of our events, right? Now, people wanted to go and see Meek Mill on the day 2 of Afrochella. Why? Because they thought that Burna Boy would have come on the Afrochella stage on day 1. And that didn't happen. So, obviously, if Burna Boy is coming on day 1 of our channel, I want to go see Burna Boy because I haven't seen Burna Boy perform live. Meek Mill is coming to Ghana for the first time. If I'm a rap head and I love hip hop, I want to go see Meek Mill the day 2. But when they switched the performance dates and Burna Boy was on day 2, people actually left Afro Nation to come and see Burna Boy. When such things happen, it clearly tells you that it's not just about the brand you've built. It's the people you put on the stage.
Great. All right.
Do you get what I'm saying? It's not just about, because the brand can only go as far as the reception. It can only go as far as the experience. So maybe someone will want to go to Afro Nation because from the entrance all the way to where he stands or where he sits, there's going to be like a very nice premium experience. But if you take that out of the way, the rest of the things you're going to see is a performance or performances. So if I've seen Burna Boy, someone will say, I don't want to come to Ghana on 25th or 26th. Why? Because the artists who are coming to perform, I've already seen them in London.
Baba Sadiq has our own Baba Sadiq incoming honorable member. I just said of Parliament, wherever he is. Yeah. So Well, he says, well, Foley, lately, not even our top talents headlining without Nigerian talents can sell out our shows or help us break even. He said that's key insight. He says, Olele is losing sight of. He says, often we would have to combine them with our local talents. Would these brands have been able to, can an Afrochella pull off a music show without the artist and just a DJ?
I think Afrochella, Afro Nation, Afro everybody
Look, Mr.
are
Easy,
using statistics.
Mr. Easy did it. Mr. Easy did it with his Dirty Rave. He put it off without a single
just
artist
music,
bailed. However, the artist passed through to art and experience. It's how
I think that's just a methodology. It's like Jay Foley has so much social capital. If Jay Foley is doing Jay's barbecue, he doesn't need to tell you who and who is going to come in. But odds are
Just
when
come.
you come, there will be a lot of notable people.
Dirty Rave had been out of the system.
It doesn't matter.
some
Mr.
No,
time.
but
Easy,
people miss
you see,
Dirty
I
Rave.
keep telling people that Mr. Easy is more of a businessman and a socialite than a music brand in my head. Because when I look at how he operates, right, he's not doing music 24/7 trying to push music in our face. He's got this sweet spot in our hearts that when he does do music, we grab it. But people are following him because of his relationship, because of his business moves, because of the way he travels, because of the thing. He's a whole
You think
socialite.
Ghanaians are following Mr. Easy because of that? Because after
Yes.
skin tights, and the rest.
Those are a while back.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
those were
After
all
those-
before he
after-
became a full-time socialite, helicoptering to private jets to islands. That is what he's doing now. That's what people are. Have you seen Mr. Easy's social media?
I do, but I'm
People-
saying that the way
sometimes
Nigerians
Mr.
follow
Easy,
that, how many Ghanaians listen to Mr. Easy's podcast? How many Ghanaians
sometimes
listen to
Mr. Easy's
podcast?
post, sometimes Mr. Easy's socialite post get more response than his music post. It's on his Instagram.
No, because everybody loves a cute relationship.
I'm not talking about his relationship post too.
His lifestyle.
I'm saying his lifestyle. That Mr. Easy woke up, had breakfast, hopped on a helicopter to a private jet and jet off somewhere. That post will rack up more than some post promoting his own song. So we love him.
Did Mr. Easy sell out, or because we saw a crowd, we thought people actually paid to experience the show?
That's a different conversation. Good question, different conversation. When we are doing free shows versus paid shows,
answer
we'll have that one.
Someone argued the last time that when we say sell out, does not necessarily mean that the place was
packed, or was it sold out?
It's because maybe you met your
Jay, who was the
target.
number one listened
So,
woman, female artist in Ghana last
So
year?
that one they become.
Number one,
Yes, our females in Ghana. Who did they listen to?
I don't
It's
know.
between
who-
Jackie
That
and
should be
Wendy
Jackie.
No, number one was Aya Star. Who was number two?
No, you said Ghanaian.
yes,
Ghanaian.
in Ghana. The
Oh,
music.
No, you said
the
Ghanaian.
female-
When you said Ghanaian, we all thought you meant a
because
You said
Ghanaian.
Ghanaian.
Oh no, I'm saying the Ghanaian. Okay, most streamed female artist in Ghana.
Terms or Arasta.
So Aya Star was number one. Number two was
It could be Thames.
yes, and number
Tiwa
three was
Savage.
what?
Tiwa.
No, let's have some hope.
Jackie.
Yeah. You understand?
Let's have some
So
hope.
we now we know they give women a chance, and then there's so many. You mentioned Wendy Shea, Sister Ifya,
But you
and
see- but you
there
see-
were
but you
people.
see, let
We
me-
sat
let-
here
see,
and had
see,
I think 4 or 5 girls
see.
who have dropped EPs and projects.
But
We
see-
had Eno who had a
See,
project.
You see why I say
Wendy had a
you see why I
project.
say- you see
Felinuna
why I
had a
say
project.
Apps like
Who else?
Spotify and Apple Music don't really tell, because on Boomplay we sat here and we were bigging up Wendy Shea. Wendy Shea was the most streamed
Yes.
Ghanaian artist in Ghana.
No,
On Boomplay.
On Boomplay.
Wait, which one are you using? Spotify.
It's Spotify.
sweetie. Hear me out. What I am saying is that we are looking at the bigger conversation. We don't want to have local champion, quote unquote, the phrase, right? We know that Boom plays Ghana's play structure is Boom play Ghana, right? So if we say Olele is the most played person in Ghana by Ghanaians, blah blah blah, we'll celebrate an empty victory.
Right.
The conversation here is juxtaposing it against the bigger picture and how we are in our market and others. Why do they want to kill me today?
God forbid.
And others are able to come in here, make impact, make numbers, make money, and go with it. That is what we are trying to expand. If it's about putting our local artists on Boomplay and using that Ghanaian stats to big up ourselves, we'll be fighting in the dark.
No, but you see,
If Wendy Shea listen, question. If Wendy Shea is the most listened to on
Boomplay.
Boomplay, does it not serve that even in the top 5 on Spotify, she should make an appearance.
That's
at
what
least.
I'm saying. That's
The
what I'm saying.
stats are
That's what I'm
different.
saying. That you see,
Yeah.
you are basing. You see,
Hear me
the,
out.
the kind
So
of
are you
Ghanaian
saying
photos,
that's?
the kind of
I want
Ghanaians
you
that
to.
are on-
I want you to just
I
clarify
agree
for me
with
that.
Cyril because on the
Listen,
other,
what I'm
when
saying
we shared
is
the
that
list last week Friday,
if-
we saw certain names run through across
Yes.
various.
Yes,
Then hear me out.
it's-
Hear
I
me out.
understand that.
Hear
But
my
I'm saying
question.
that you also need to
Olele.
be fair to the Ghanaian
I am.
listener.
That is what I'm saying. That the Ghanaian listener, right, can make a Ghanaian star, right, and we love that. When the Shay is a Ghanaian star with international appeal and international reach, she does her tours, she has her features, she has her fans outside Ghana. But when the Shay's muscle to pull off what she pulled at West Hills Mall and flood the whole place, can that be replicated? No problem. Can that be replicated? I'll get a tattoo. Can that be replicated in Lagos?
It can be replicated in
The same way
because-
Burna Boy can do that in Lagos and do that in Accra,
Ghana.
and do that in London, and do that in New York. Can our same artists do the same?
That's because the
Bro, hear me
versatility
out.
that
You
these
see how-
ones have,
No,
have
that-
attained.
bro,
You can't
hear me.
compare
Okay,
it
so
to
what,
what
I
you
want to
say.
understand.
Let me
sorry,
land my
okay,
question.
you finish
Hear me
because
well,
I
bro.
want to also
What
get
I'm saying
your
is
answer.
that if we are having a conversation about who can make music blow and be relevant in Ghana, right, then we have a lot of names. Then this debate we are having is pointless because everybody can shut down Ghana. Sack, Stone, Shatta, Wendy, Kwesiata, Lamen. Everybody can shut down Ghana.
On a
Paid
And
or
even
free.
there's the argument that if you charge 200 cedis for a ticket, can you still shut down Ghana?
Yeah.
That's a different conversation. What I am saying is that if we have artist A who can own Ghana streams on Boomplay and shut down a venue in Ghana, but can't get even a tenth of that impact next door.
No, even Ghana is even putting it on a larger scale. Artist A who can shut down an event
Accra.
in Accra, but move to somewhere
So
up
she
north
also-
or somewhere in the west or in central region
agree.
and not pull the same crowd, then that's questionable.
Because when
moving
Burna
out of
Boy
Ghana
or
is even- is
Davido
far.
shuts down anywhere in Lagos, they are sure that when they show up here, they go shut them down.
But you see, the thing is, see, you are comparing our local champions to champions who are backed by some level
Machinations.
of you get me.
But when they call them for meetings, some of them go alone.
Charlie,
How can they become
please,
international?
No, it's okay. See,
That's
I
a
beg you.
different
We'll get to
conversation.
that. I'm just saying.
Charlie, it's about time I stopped believing this thing that we say about
No, there's-
Nigeria has
there-
some
there's-
machine
there's-
behind it.
no,
but
there's
they
no
do.
machine.
Jay,
Listen.
they do what I like
Jay.
to know, they
Some
do.
Jay.
what machine?
Bro,
Backed by
I say
the
you can talk,
money,
you can
the
talk to Nick, you can
people.
talk to Nita. When these guys come to
we
Ghana,
keep saying that, and
Jay.
then we assume that some guy is giving some
Jay, it's
Nigerian
not
man some
assume.
money.
Jay,
Or
guys,
something.
guys,
You can't give me one instance.
And you
You
Jay,
can't
so
give
you
me
don't
one
believe
instance.
aside the music?
Jay, let's not.
Listen,
it's not-
forget whether Maven's I keep overdose. I keep overloading. Overdose was pushed on me or not.
Jay,
When I chanced upon it and I heard it,
Do you agree?
every little
Jay,
thing
Jay,
you did
Jay,
to me.
do you agree?
Just to me for our body. Just to me
Jay,
for our body.
we are not overriding the fact that the songs are good.
Yeah.
But look, you mentioned Titi Owusu.
Yes.
Fantastic girl, fantastic record she's churned out.
Yes.
Even our own Adoma has churned out beautiful songs. But why is it still here?
Sweetie, can I answer?
No,
you?
no, I'm coming. Oh, I'm
Because
sorry.
the
What do you
Ghanaian
mean?
Let
doesn't
him
like
land,
anything
let
that is
him land.
Ghanaian. It's not machine, no.
So
And that's terrible.
No, are you telling me that
Eh.
if we find a machine for these artists I've just
What
mentioned,
machine?
the same machine that is pushing
Money.
Arasta, the same machine that is
Money.
pushing
Wait,
Temsa.
wait,
Money
and
introducing
people.
the
Money
Hitmaker
When you
and
get to a certain
3000.
point, listen.
The
It's not
Hitmaker
machine.
No, Black
3000, the
Sherif
machine.
Black Sherif
Eh,
in
yeah,
all, in
no.
all of his splendor. Black Sherif in all of his splendor, right?
It's the money
If
and the
he
people.
dropped second sermon, right, and he didn't get the extra push, he didn't get the extra push to put the songs out there. Do you think Black Sherif will be the Black Sherif we celebrate today?
Wait, hold on. What did the money do? Why did the money play a part in it? Let me understand. I want to be act
No,
naive.
for
and dumb.
promotional.
Hold on.
For
I want to
promotional
act
purposes,
naive
Jay.
and dumb.
No, unfortunately, you can't act naive and
No.
dumb
Because you are not.
You are being
No.
involved.
No.
You are actually you're a
Black
stakeholder in
Cherries
this
first,
industry.
Second sermon
Uh-huh.
are massive songs.
They are because the song is
song
good,
went
right?
viral.
Good. It went viral, and after that, what happened?
Listen, you are confusing. Your people are confusing what sometimes plugs do to connect you to one or two things to a good song.
No,
Song
but
is
we are
good.
not saying the song shouldn't be good. I'm saying that you can have a good song and it will still be in your bedroom
When we
because
go
you
off
don't
air,
have.
let me tell you, when we go off air, see these people sitting here, they will switch their mouth and say, "And you mean you're the
No, Jay, hold on. What we are
on animal politics.
No, hold on. What it
I'm
is?
exposing
No, Jay, hold on.
Yes,
You
I'm
see,
listening.
when you have the money and the people to push you, is an extra thing, right? So, for example, you made reference to Tito Owusu. Hold on.
AMG, the AMG.
Please, xylophone.
Wait.
Xylophone
You made
brought money.
reference
It's money.
to.
Then shut us
Bro,
songs.
you can
No,
have
wait.
you
You
can
made
have the money
reference
and
to
not
Tito
know the
Owusu.
music business.
Yeah,
It
you
is
made
possible.
reference to Tito Owusu, right? You think that if Tito Owusu has, what maybe Ira Star has in relation to promo, right? Traditional media, digital media, Tito Owusu will be also out there
I
as
disagree.
much.
Okay.
You don't think so?
Bro,
you don't
I
think that
disagree.
if
Should I tell you why?
she will be?
Should I tell you why?
She will be if they are
Oh,
doing
sweetheart.
everything they have to do
Sweetheart, let
digitally
me-
and
let me
traditionally
get it
in
off my
relation to
chest.
media. I think so.
Yeah, but let me.
I think so.
Yeah.
And if Ghanaian artists decide to actually release songs and put their full weight behind that song, behind that EP, behind that album, behind whatever project they are
You see,
doing,
let me
Do you know
think it
something?
will.
Do you know something? Do you know something
Finish it
I've
quickly for us.
realized?
Yeah.
Since 2009 that I have had a studio and been interacting with artists and creators and music makers, we have, I'd say we have a curse, right? And that curse is the fact that we are so good at making music that Ghanaians don't love.
Oh, Cyril. Say
I'm
it
telling
for
you,
me
listen,
louder.
some of the
in
best
let me
R&B
open your mic louder.
Oh, spoil it.
Yeah.
We have a curse for making great music that doesn't connect with the average Ghanaian populace.
Ow.
Hip hop, nobody they rap as Ghanaians. R&B, nobody they see if here. Pop, plenty people they. Reggae, raga, zillions of them. But we have this curse where to be a relevant and successful Ghanaian artist, you have to find a way to squeeze into the same box. Our hitmaker box has been the same brand. That stamp, boom, what hit, you cannot do Owusu's
and hit.
core music that she wants to
Exactly.
do.
I said that.
Assi Renee. You cannot take Assi Renee and let her be free. You cannot take Rhea Bosman and say, girl,
have
go
maintained
crazy
that box for
and
too
hit. They will listen, they will chisel
That's why I
and
said
shovel
that.
and plunge you
That's why I
into
said
that
that.
box.
Bro, have you listened to Kiddy's Golden Boy?
My brother.
project? No, I'm coming.
My brother, let me tell you, let me give you examples.
I'm coming.
Let me
Have
give you
listened
examples.
To Kiddy's
Wait,
Golden Boy
what's this Olele saying? I want to understand as well.
Kiddies what?
Kiddy's
Golden Boy.
Golden Boy. What you are saying, Kiddy is one of the finest R&B singers I know from this country.
Yes. And which of his songs are hits?
I'm coming. But Kiddy knows before you get the attention of people to listen to the R&B side, you need to do a particular.
I don't know one Kiddie R&B song.
Then that is your problem.
No, it's not my problem.
No,
Jay, do you know a
that's
Kiddie
your
R&B
problem.
song?
No, that's your
Do you know a
problem.
Kiddie R&B
seems that
song?
we have a problem.
That's
What
your
song do you
problem.
know?
That's your problem.
That's your problem
It's our
because
problem.
listen.
No, but that
listen,
Golden
let me
Boy.
land,
Okay,
let me
hold
land.
on.
The problem is that you are confusing. Listen,
I'm not
Let-
confused.
no,
Let me
problem
land.
is that-
Let me land.
We'll
The
let him
problem
land,
is
let
that
him
you
land.
are
Let him land.
My point
confusing.
is
I've killed his microphone, don't worry.
every industry has got how and what they do to engineer their hit songs. It's facts. Nigeria knows what they need to do to make their hit songs to work for them.
Great.
Our challenge is not making hit songs in Ghana. Our challenge is how do we translate our hit songs into a global music space.
So when
and that
I'm happy, guys, have you seen all of? Have you seen your faces?
Jay, let me land.
Have you seen your faces?
Jay, let me land.
Let him
and
land.
that
Land. In
and
fact, I won't give you
that,
cushions
and that
make you land.
cannot be done. I always say global hit song. It no
Listen,
be. It no be.
So I was making a point to you about GBC. No, your point has been well made.
Jay, let me.
Your point has been well made, and I like what you are saying because it is now you people are holding the gun like this to yourself and shooting it.
How?
Listen,
All I'm saying
I
is
said-
you can have hit songs manufactured in this country.
You finish it, I want
But
to
the
use it.
challenge is how do we translate the hit song into other markets?
Boss.
that
And I-
can
and I-
get
are
us
you-
global
no, see, wait,
conversation. And this
wait,
cannot
wait.
be done
Wait,
with just some
wait.
of us sitting here not knowing the music business,
Good.
not understanding how the music business is working now as it stands, not putting enough weight
so
behind the
Jay
songs.
fully in his wisdom said something last week or last week. You Paul, let me tell you, listen, let me tell you what they did to me. They took me outside
Cyril
and
is asleep.
shamed me.
Cyril is asleep.
I said, you people are here telling me. I said the Afro beats, and I'll say this again. The Afro beats, that we are consuming now, is you see, it's various. We said various genres. Says Kelvin Boy, various genres, and everybody can
Where
feel
going?
theirs inside. The Afro beats, no, what is running right? The rhythm running right now is a beautiful Nigerian rhythm. So Feels confirmed it for you. He said, when I asked him that, how come you guys your own the drum? No, he said it's a vibe. You are not Nigerian. You don't speak like them. Your tongue when you sing, then when Asiwaju makes Asiwaju plus, pardon my French, please. Let me just say on TV here, but he said I'm a vocal. When he said it, even when you make the vocal language with the the cuss words with it was even nice. Why? Because it is their rhythm. So we can't feed this energy. We can't do some. It's not ours. So now hold on. Now the question is, how do we create a Ghanaian Afrobeat?
Have you had balance it?
When I said it, and I brought in the word high life, I was chopped. My neck was chopped.
No.
And you know something? The more listen until when I said the GTV thing, I said GBC. GBC was given us a certain standard,
right?
And then it was opened up, and many others came in and changed the standards. That is what is happening to us now.
Yeah.
Now, so many Azonto, this and GH Rap and it have come to sway us left and right. Now we don't even know what we are doing.
So you're saying you don't have a direct focus.
So we don't have. Let me use the right word. The word I want to use on Kelvin Boy. We don't have an identity. They need be. So you know what? Tomorrow,
Tell us.
a new cat will come out and merge small rap, R&B, stroke, amapiano,
And call
like
it
reggae,
Afrofusion.
and then we'll come and give it a new name. And then guess what? We are lost. So the world is sitting back asking, what are you doing?
Boss,
What is a Ghanaian song? I'm asking you again.
Can
What
we
is a Ghanaian song?
before we
So
close-
because of that, we don't even know who to put out. You see that the term that you see the question that's on the screen. Please listen. It's breaking out, becoming. We don't even know who to break out.
No, but Jay, that shouldn't even be an excuse.
You know why?
I think it shouldn't be an excuse.
We don't know. We don't know who to give
we don't have
attention
an
to.
Can I-
identity.
Part
No.
of the 9 million, no. 1 million is soaking reggae.
No, then Jay,
2
that
million
is
is soaking
flawed.
that.
No, then that is flawed. Then that is questionable
So,
because
Larney.
in
The
Nigeria,
reggae
no matter the
community-
number of how
Yes.
many artists did Nigeria break out last year? Even in the beginning of this year, how many?
Afrobeats? Add
How many
Afrobeats.
have they
Add
broken
Afrobeats
out
because
this year?
it's Afrobeats they are
It's
doing.
questionable if
No,
we
you
are
add Afrobeat, I'll be
unable to
comfortable.
identify.
Add Afrobeat. How many Afrobeat artists
But
did
okay,
Nigeria
Jay is
break
forcing me
last
to
year?
add Afrobeat.
Yeah.
But if we have to have an identification
Yes.
before we are able to have
This year,
breakout
ours is
artists,
true.
then that's questionable. When Jay Derobi broke out, I don't
Yes.
think he broke out with Afrobeat or he broke out with
Exactly
an
my point.
identification. You get what I mean?
You know
and
why he
so
sank?
Jay, wait. If we have to find an identity before we are able to break out artists, that's questionable. Are we even not looking at how these artists are sustaining their careers?
We can get
Because from the
20
list,
million Ghanaians. This Cyril made a point
wait,
about
from the list, Jay, from the list you
finish it,
even
there's 10
gave
minutes
us,
more.
right? Especially the Ghanaian artists, from that whole list, we don't even have a lot of them, like a handful of them who have been able to break out and sustain or maintain their careers till date. Some of them just give us hits and then we don't even know what happens to their other songs. It seems to me that some of them that break out, unfortunately, are unable to give us back-to-back hits again. And so that's when we say that they are quote-unquote one-hit wonders, which should
How-
not be the case. If
Can
you're
I say
able to
something,
give us,
please?
if
Hurry
you're
up,
able to give us
Lenny, we
one
have 3
really
minutes
good
left.
song, right? Just follow up with other songs. But what happens? I think that Ghanaians are also at fault. It's difficult for us to accept new things. New things
Can I go,
sometimes
please?
to an extent.
When you go
It's
home,
difficult.
Okay.
It's difficult. It's difficult
Yeah.
for us to accept new things. And that's why sometimes the upcoming artists really struggle. Like no
Yeah.
matter how good you
The
are,
saturation.
it's difficult to
The
break
saturation.
through
Can I say
to break
something?
through the
Real quickly,
industry. And
Cyril,
it's
please, you
really
have 1 minute.
unfortunate.
Yeah. Thank you,
Please,
Lenny.
for my 1
Thank you,
minute
Lenny.
submission, I want to say this. Ghanaians love consuming all kinds of music genres, no matter what, so far as it's good entertaining music. Except
Cut him.
except from when the music is created by a Ghanaian.
Yes.
A Ghanaian will listen to pop music, sing, dance, share.
But when a
Ghanaian
does
creates
the
pop
pop
music,
music, won't
the
say-
Ghanaian's first input would be negative. The same for every other genre, apart from the typical genres that we have cast in concrete. And we keep forcing people that they can only be relevant when they have these so-called
particular
hits.
genre.
Beyonce's catalog is not full of hits. Beyonce has albums where some of the tracks be nya.
So,
but those albums make sales and promote her brand.
But Beyonce knows what single to put out to get her name.
yeah,
Yes, but if you can listen to
hold on.
You see,
Yesterday,
there's a
That's even
ceasefire.
what I was saying when I said
hold
that
on
it's
with
difficult
Beyonce.
for
Yesterday there was
Ghanaians
some
to
news
accept.
that they said Burna Boy had booked a certain stadium and Beyonce to book there, and Burna Boy film and sold out and Beyonce no
Talking
film.
about
So right
stadiums.
now,
Talking about stadium.
Africa.
When Wizkid came to
Our
Ghana,
Yeah.
was he able to fill the stadium?
Wizkid.
Yes.
What did he come and do in Ghana?
See.
No. When was? Oh, you mean
The
the issue
December,
last year?
yeah.
So, but send a ticket board.
Yeah,
It's not about tickets in the board.
board.
When I was saying, I'm big
tickets
I'm
in
about
the
Ghana.
Regardless of the price, he should have
Tomorrow, the mics are off, don't worry. Tomorrow, we host D Black to discuss the avenue to successful music entrepreneurship. And on that note, don't miss out on the conversations as they get heated up. And if you ask me, we still didn't find a solution to why we have only 2 artists this year's.
The solution there, we go do Venn diagram.
On that note,
Bro.
This is an endless
Another
conversation Jay.
again. Until we find a solution, my name is Jay Foley here with Cyril and Ole. And we are.